Oil companies actually waste millions of dollars a year to maintain the tubing stock. For large oil companies, it's hundreds of millions of dollars annually. Over half of the expenses for maintaining the oil well tubing stock are caused by threaded connections. The usual repair methods of removing old threads and cutting new ones lead to economic losses, since as a result, the pipe wear resistance is reduced as compared to the new tubing, while the costs increase twofold. At the same time, the tubing service life is shortened. After 4 to 6 such repairs, the tubing is rejected due to its diminishing length and discarded. NTS Holding has developed a radically new technology for treating new tubing and restoring the used ones. The complete process of the volumetric plastic restoration and strengthening the thread profile takes much less time than cutting new threads. The surface thread layer becomes more uniform and compact, which improves its mechanical parameters and increases its corrosion resistance. It allows to avoid cutting off the threaded parts in 80% of the cases for used tubing. Improved strength properties of threaded connections increase the number of round-trip operations by 8 to 12 times as compared to new tubing. The NTS technology turns tubing restoration from a loss-causing to a profit-making job for oil companies. The direct economic effect of using this technology includes reduced tubing purchase volume by 60 to 70%, reduced expenses for maintaining an oil company operating tubing stock. Additional income is generated by reduced oil leakages, reduced off-schedule well repairs, reduced well downtimes. Comparative endurance test results show absolute superiority of the tubing restored with the NTS technology over new tubing of world-famous manufacturers. New tubing made by famous manufacturers sustain 3 to 10 round-trip operations. The used tubing reconditioned with the NTS technology retains its endurance resource for over 50 RTO, that is round-trip operations. New tubing treated using the new technology sustain, depending on their steel grade, up to 95 round-trip operations. NTS Holding is a leader in providing services for developing, manufacturing, and service maintenance of automated lines for rehabilitation and increasing the run life of OCTG pipes. The integrated lines for restoration of pipes with NTS technology are automated production processes. Any human involvement is minimal. Personnel just monitor and control the equipment. Interference is required only in emergencies. The modern computer systems allow analyzing and controlling passage of each pipe along the complete production chain. The repair of tubing with NTS technology is divided into separate production operations. Tubing preparation, cleaning from paraffins, corrosion, and hard scale. Check over 40 geometric and physical parameters of tubing. Restoration, and strengthening of thread elements using the NTS technology. Application of anti-scoring and sealing coats. Hydraulic and acoustic emissive tests. Laser marking, certification, and forming sets. After coarse cleaning from resins and paraffins, corrosion, solid sediments, and cleaning threads down to the clean metal tubing and couplings non-destructive testing, a virtual code is allocated to each tubing and coupling in order to trace them along the whole production process. The NDT equipment measures main geometric and physical parameters of the tubing, availability of external and internal flaws. Then the thread express inspection is performed using a laser scanning system. The automatic optical and electronic inspection allows to assess over 45 geometric parameters of a thread and make a conclusion on the repair method for the tubing or coupling. Out of the complete range of the production operations available in the NTS Holding integrated lines, only those operations are undertaken on each tubing which are necessary and sufficient to obtain the guaranteed high-quality repair of tubing. Then all tubing goes to the restoration and strengthening unit. At this unit, the threads undergo ultrasonic treatment, they are restored and strengthened, their mechanical properties are improved, endurance and corrosion resistance are increased. Anti-scoring and sealing metallic coats are applied here. This process is remotely controlled by a special program. The operator monitors the process at the remote control panel. The forced ventilation system eliminates all hazardous dusts and particles in the air. In accordance with standards, the tubing is subjected to the mandatory destructive hydraulic test, which is combined with the non-destructive acoustic emissive method. This combined technique allows to make a highly precise conclusion concerning the tubing condition. After testing, the tubing with coupling goes to the final inspection and marking station. The automatic final inspection of the tubing thread for conformity with API or DIN is performed here. According to the data of the computer linked to the information system, tracing the tubing virtual code allocated to it when it enters the repair shop, a laser beam makes an alphanumeric marking on the tubing body which contains the complete information on the tubing in accordance with API or DIN. Subsequently, these data are used for planning preventive maintenance at wells, which even better guarantees reduction of failures due to threaded connection faults. All the equipment is certified and protected by patents of international organizations and agencies. The complete process is unattended and based on objective data, thus eliminating errors. NTS Holding turns oil well tubing repairs from a loss-causing to a profit-making job for oil companies. You make profits where previously you used to lose money.